right, y'all, so hopefully this all looks good. Hopefully I don't look crazy. I'm trying not to expose myself over here, girl. Okay, so I got my little pillow right here, and then I'm trying to like cover my chest, but I still want to look loungy. Okay, take 1,000. Hey love bugs and love muffins, it's your girl DizastrousBeauty, and I'm coming back with another video. So today's video, as you guys can see, I'm in my living room. I am lounging. This is more so of, you know, like a little chit chat video. I wanted to do this video because I've been talking to you guys about manifesting, and I have been just like going on and on and on about my life and where I am right now, and I am in such an amazing place in my life, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about some of those things, and like, you know, just kind of like, it's not a life update, but just kind of tell you where I am. But it's really going to be about how I feel like I manifested the life that I deserve. Now, if you are somebody that don't believe in manifestation or the laws of attraction or any of those things, this may not be the video for you, so you can click right on off, okay? Click right on off. Reserve your judgment and take them somewhere else, girl, because she don't care. She don't care about your judgments. I'm not going to hold you, sis. I'm not somebody that care about anybody's judgments of my life, because it's my life. But if you are interested, if you are somebody that's just intrigued about manifesting and how it works and all of those things, then I would love for you to continue to watch. I do want to go ahead and say I'm nobody's expert on anything. Everything, any type of videos that I do or, you know, tell like what's going on in my life, it's just from my viewpoint. I never pretend to be anybody's expert. Not on hair, not on life, not on dating, not on marriage, not on anything. I just like to, or astrology, because you guys know I love me some astrology, girl. Okay, Virgo gang, gang, gang. But I never pretend to be an expert on any of these topics. What I like to do is just tell you guys my life experiences, and I hope that sometimes the lessons I've learned or what I've gone through can help somebody else, but I don't pretend to be an expert. So if there are any people that are more so experts on manifesting and all of that, I would look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions and your comments down below. Once again, honey, if you negative Nancy, okay, take it somewhere else, because she don't want it. she don't want it. But yeah, so that's what this video is going to be about. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys like videos like this. Well, I'm just sitting on my couch and just kind of lounging and talking to you guys. Make sure you like and let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, y'all, now we can get into this video. Oh, good. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, it's not gonna cost you not one red cent. Don't forget to subscribe. Now come on, now. All right, so how I basically wanted to start this video is giving you guys the definition of manifesting, okay, or manifest, as in not just regular manifest, but manifesting in spirituality. So it says bringing something tangible into your life through attraction and belief. It's sort of a new concept for me, although I feel like I've been doing it my whole life, and I am going to get into more of that later. But I feel like the law of attraction in general is something that we do on a daily basis, and we don't realize we're doing it. You know what I mean? And I think when people think about it, they are always thinking about positivity, but you can also attract negativity into your life if everything that you say or think or believe or whatever is negative. So you bring that to you, and I honestly truly believe in that. I remember, like, I just feel like it's something that I've been doing my whole life. Like, so as far as the examples that I wrote down here, because you guys know I got my handy dandy notebook. Some of the examples I have on here, it says how I saw my life being. So like, I would always say at some point when I decided to be a nurse, I could see myself being a nurse. You know what I mean? I saw myself in that role. Or sometimes I'd be riding down the road, and I was at the time in my little Cobalt, my little 06 Cobalt, okay? For those of you that know, you know, okay? And I would, a SUV would pull up beside me, and I would envision myself in that SUV. Or growing up, you know, I didn't grow up with any money. I grew up, you know, relatively poor. My grandmother worked at a convenience store. And my granddad was my granddad. We ain't gonna even get into that. But I grew up relatively poor. And I remember I would see ads of people, and I would just like the idea of having a laundry room in your house, like an actual laundry room. Our laundry room was outside of our house. We used one of those sheds. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but we used one of those sheds for a laundry room. But I would envision myself as an adult in my own laundry room. Or, okay, like another example is I would see a doting husband on TV. And, you know, like I was watching a really, really sweet movie. One of my favorite movies was The Notebook. I never read the book. I've been planning on reading some of Nicholas Sparks' books, but I never read that book. But I loved the movie. And even though there was some toxicity in there, okay, at the time, you know, when you're a teenager, you like a little toxicity. You know what I'm saying? But I would just imagine having this doting, caring husband in my life. So it was certain things that I always just imagined, and at some point I would receive that. I would see myself there, you know, like there. Like I would act like it was me in my head, and you know, maybe I was somebody that had a really good imagination, but I would really see myself being there, and I would believe I would be there at some point. And honestly, it all came into fruition. I feel like as far as the law of attraction and manifesting, whatever you truly believe, you will receive it, no matter what it is. If you truly believe you are meant to be there, or, you know, you believe that, you know, that is what you deserve, you will be there. But if you believe the opposite, even if you say out loud with your mouth that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, but in your thoughts, you believe something differently, I don't believe you will receive it. But I believe if you truly believe it in your thoughts, even if you don't say it out your mouth, but you believe it, then you will be. So that is what manifestation or manifesting is to me. Okay, moving on. So the next thing is, how does this apply to my life? Like manifesting and how I've applied it to my life. So I have out my journal. Okay, and when I first got this journal, it was back in 2020. And I was kind of going through some things in 2020. I think a lot of us were going through a lot of things in 2020, but I was really kind of going through it. And I remember, I don't know if I came across a video or what, but I remember somebody talking about manifestation. At the time, I had no idea what that was. So what I decided to do was get me a manifestation journal. I also, the initial plan was that I was gonna do what those things that when you do post, like what's it called, the board that people do every year to manifest different things in their life. Is it called a manifestation board? I don't know, but I had said I was gonna do that, but then I seen somebody said they did journals instead, and I've always been somebody that loved journals. I have been keeping a journal since probably about 2nd or 3rd grade. My grandmother really encouraged it for me. I think she felt like I was a little traumatized from the death of my mother, and just I think she just felt like it was a lot of stuff that I kind of need to get out that I wouldn't necessarily say to her, but she wanted me to get it out. So she really encouraged me to do journals. So when I heard somebody say that, I was like, well, let's do a manifestation journal. Now, this is not a manifestation journal anymore, but when I got it, it was supposed to be my manifestation journal. And I have on here, it literally says manifest it. That's what I wrote. I don't know if you guys can see that. If you can't, I'll insert a picture. But I put stuff like get it done, actually I can, believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable, never ever settle. And I had all these stickers. These are stickers that I'm talking about, all in here. And it says 2021 is your year. 2021 was not my year, girl. It was not my year, but 2022 was. And I'll get into why it wasn't and why I believe that, you know, that year wasn't my year. But so what I would do is I would talk about things as if I already received it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read to you what I wrote January 26, 2020 at 7:56 p.m. Okay. So what I wrote was, and I'll insert a picture here so you guys can see that I am not lying. It says, grateful for this house. I also want to show you guys that, you know, I have been writing in here. So, you know, I'm not lying. I've been writing in here all the way to let me see. I haven't been writing lately. My last entry was the 16th of 2023. I am not lying to y'all, okay? So, trying to tell them what these are. But anyways, so this is what I wrote on January 26, 2020, 7:56 p.m. Grateful for this house. I am so grateful for this gorgeous 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. When I found it, I knew it was the perfect one and it was the right price. My kids now have a beautiful backyard to play in that I don't have to worry about because it's completely fenced in. We are truly blessed and favored. The house is the exact color of gray that I always wanted, and the kitchen is an open concept. I am so happy that we have this house and are able to have this be our family home for generations to come. The outpour of love and support from our supporters and our family and friends have been amazing, and we are truly blessed, and I am so grateful. New house, new me. 2021 is our year, blessed and grateful. So that's what I wrote. And that was in 2021. I had also written, let me see if I can show you guys, if you guys can even see it. I had also wrote this part that it was torn out. It was torn out, but I had also wrote, you know, what I wanted in my spouse, because at the time, you know, my spouse wasn't very much compatible with who I was. We weren't in alignment. We had different views and different goals and just were very, very different people. So what I wrote at the time, I thought it was me, me trying to turn him into who I wanted him to be. Instead of me saying, you know what, this is not for me. I'm not for you. You are not for me. And let me find somebody else. At the time, my mindset was, I'm going to pray he becomes who I want him to be. God had other plans, honey. Okay. So I wrote it, and it was a very long thing. And I described the person I'm with now. I literally described him almost to a T. But at the time, I thought I was, you know, trying to basically force the person I was with to be somebody else, somebody that he wasn't. And, you know, what life has taught me is you can't change people, you know, and you cannot make people be who you want them to be for you. And if you realize that somebody is not the person for you, it's best for you to, you know, let them go, and, you know, they let you go, and then you move on and you find somebody that is. Instead of wasting your time and your energy and all of that stuff on changing somebody or trying to change somebody to be who you want them to be, focus more so on you and who you are as a person and healing you. And you will attract the person that you are actually meant to be with. I believe that. That is like my personal belief. Because you cannot make people be who you want them to be. And I feel like as women, you know, we can do that. We can try to make people be who we think they should be, instead of allowing people to be who they are, taking them for who they are and saying, nope, you know what, you're not good. You're not who I should be with. We will instead waste a lot of time on trying to force somebody and trying to fit a circle into a square. And it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Because, you know, who somebody is typically who they are. Now, they can change. But just because somebody isn't who you necessarily think they are, who think they should be, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. That just means they aren't the person for you. So yeah, but I wrote all that down. Describe the house that I am now living in to a T. The house is gray. I know you guys don't see the outside, but the house is gray. It was 4.5 bedrooms, 2 baths. It is an open concept, as you guys can see. It is the house I described, and I wish I had the paper still in there, but honey, it was gotten rid of. Okay. It was gotten rid of. But yeah, I also described my man in 2020. At that time, I was still married to somebody else and he was married to somebody else. Kid you not. Moving on. So I wrote on here, I've been manifesting for as long as I can remember. I just didn't know it. And I think a lot of us, I would say, in my personal opinion, everybody does. Everybody does. This is my opinion, okay, honey? Don't come for me. In my Stephanie Harlow voice, don't come for me. It's just my opinion. I feel like we all manifest, and we've been manifesting forever. And some examples that I have is one thing that I remember doing, like even waiting on the school bus in 2nd grade. I remember saying, today is going to be a good day. I would have a good day, which meant that the next day was going to be a bad day, because that's how I would do it. Good day, bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day. And I promise y'all, I had been doing this all the way up until probably last year. Probably all the way up until a few months ago. If I had a really bad day, which it was good when I would say, oh, I had a really bad day today. That means tomorrow's going to be a good day. And it would be. The problem was the next day was going to be a bad day. And it would be. And it was that way because I was manifesting that bad day. You know, I was bringing that bad day into my life. And I don't mean just a sort of like some of it would be bad. It was basically the whole day would be bad. And I expected it. Why? Because I had attracted it. I brought that bad day to me, but I have been doing that, I kid you guys not, since probably about 2nd or 3rd grade or probably even before that. But if I had a bad day, I said tomorrow would be good, which was good. But the next day would be bad. And so I think when we think negatively, we bring that negativity into our lives. So we have whatever day that we think we're gonna have, we actually have it. You know what I mean? And I feel like we bring that. I think it's a lot of power in your mind and in your thoughts. So recently, last month, I read The Secret. Oh God, I know it's been trendy. I didn't actually read it, y'all. I listened to it on Audible while I was working out. But I listened to The Secret. And I know everybody was talking about this book, and you know, it like I said, it was something that became trendy, but I didn't do it when it was necessarily trendy. I did it to, I really just wanted more clarity on the laws of attraction and about how I was starting to feel, because at that point I was really starting to believe that I was manifesting stuff. So I was like, you know what? I like to research. Okay. I like to read. These days I can't just sit down and read a book because life be lifing, but I can listen to a book. I can be cleaning, I can be exercising, I can be doing other things and listening to a book. So Audible is my friend, girl. I listened to The Secret, and an example that they used in that book that it just kind of stuck with me was, say when you first wake up in the morning and you hit your toe. You hit your toe or you hit something, oh God, it's going to be a bad day. Or you say, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed and it's going to be a bad day. You're bringing that bad day to you. And it's going to be a bad day. Why? Because you believe it. Because you truly believe it's going to be a bad day. It definitely will be. But say you hit your toe and you're like, oh, I hit my toe. But that doesn't mean today is going to be a bad day. Today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day, and you truly believe it's going to be a great day, it will truly be a great day. I truly, truly believe there is power in everything that you think and your energy. And Lord knows your girl believe in energy. I don't like no bad energy around me. I don't like no negative people around me. Take it somewhere else. I am just not there no more. I'm just not there. I'm not there. And I know everybody is all in woo-saw stuff. Every day is not going to be a woo-saw day. But what I'm not going to allow is people with bad energy and bad moods to be around me. I have my moments. I have my bad energy and I have my bad moods, but I don't go out there and thrusting it onto other people. You know what I'm saying? So I protect my energy. And in protecting your energy, I feel like you literally bring positivity into your life. Even if you're a positive person and you surround yourself with negative people, their negativity will seep into you. I promise you. I promise you their negativity will seep into you and seep into your soul. So I like to stay away from that. But that being said, I done went on a tangent. I believe that you attract whatever you think, wherever your thoughts are. You attract that into your life. I truly, truly believe that. So the next thing that I have on here is manifestation and religion. Power in the tongue. Child, we have been taught, if you are religious, I am. We have been taught forever that there is power in the tongue. You know, but we haven't, at least I haven't. I wasn't ever taught that there was power in your thoughts. You know what I mean? When I would go to church, they would say power in tongues, power in what you say, which I truly do believe is power in what you say, which is why I believe in affirmations. I think if you look at yourself daily and say something every single day, then your mind will really believe it. I truly believe in that. But what I don't like about that is that they don't also say it's power in your thoughts. So I feel like you can say something but think the opposite, and the opposite is what you're going to bring to you. I just believe that. I believe that whatever you're saying, you truly have to believe it for it to actually manifest, for it to actually become tangible. You have to truly believe it. You cannot say, oh, I am going to have a great day, and think in your head I'm going to have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say today's going to be a great day, and in the back of your head you're thinking, girl, it's going to be a bad one. Because what you're really going to get, in my opinion, is that bad day. That's just how I feel. Now, I wrote on here, so I also wrote on here, I believe manifesting is a part of spirituality. Although I know some people consider it to be more like witchery, I personally do not. Note that I say I personally, me, Chrissy, do not. I believe in God, so whatever I receive, I personally believe it because I am his child. So whatever I get, whatever I receive, I don't believe it's from anything or any other source other than God. Okay, like that's just how my belief system works. Now, I don't judge anybody's belief system. My belief system is for me. Your belief system is for you. I don't judge people's beliefs. It has nothing to do with me. I've never been that type of person. Never will be. It's not my business. What you believe is just not my business. I really don't care, girl. I personally believe it's because I am his child and can do all things through him, but only when I am ready to receive. So I wrote that because I believe that because sometimes we get mad and we get angry at God. Well, I feel I'm a good person. I did this and I did it. Why I don't have that? It's I believe it's because you were not ready to receive it. You were not at the place that you thought you actually were to receive it. So I believe that whatever I am actually ready to receive, God will give it to me. Whatever positivity that comes to me is because I am ready for it. And I believe God is giving it to me because I am currently ready to receive it. And I know a lot of people, when they say manifesting, they say the universe. And it just, like I said, it just depends on what you believe in. I personally believe in God, but if you believe it's the universe, then, whatever. To me, it's all one thing. To me. Okay? Once again, I don't get into religion, girl. Religion and politics, not my business. I don't care. I only focus on me. Just me. And when it comes to manifesting, what I also wrote on here is, I think if you can believe in God and Jesus Christ, the same way you can believe in the air we breathe and that we don't see. It sustains us, but we don't see it. God, to me, I believe in God. I believe God brought me here. He's the reason I am who I am. I believe in all that, but I have never seen him. I've never seen him, but I believe in him. I believe if you can believe in things that you cannot see, why is it so hard to believe that the power of why is it so hard to believe in the power of your mind and thoughts? Like, I just don't really understand how people can say, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe all these things that I have never seen, but I still believe in it. Why can you not believe in yourself in the same way? If you are made in his image, I don't understand why you cannot believe in yourself the same way. So when people tell me that they don't really believe in manifestation and how does that exist? That's unrealistic, blah, blah, blah. I don't get it, especially because all of these people that I'm talking, honey, I'm in the Bible Belt, I'm in Belma. Okay, I'm in Belma. All of these people that I'm talking to believe in God. They believe in Jesus Christ. So why can't you believe in yourself? It's really confusing to me. It's really confusing to me. But you know what? I don't want to stay on that topic too long because it's a little touchy. It's a little touchy to people, and I also don't like to force my religion or my beliefs on anybody. Like I said, it depends on what you believe in. I personally believe in God as my Lord and Savior. But who you believe in is between you and your life. It has nothing to do with me, but I'm just saying, I feel like there are so many wonders in the world and so many amazing things. So why is it so hard to believe in yourself? That's all I'm saying. I hope you know what, sometimes I kind of just be all over the place when I talk, so I hope that made sense. Please let me know down below if that made any sense. If you get what I was saying, if you were picking up what I was putting down, please let me know in the comments. Moving on. So I've seen people say things like, you know, if manifestation is real, why wouldn't everybody just manifest being rich? I want to be not rich. I want to say have money, because I consider being rich and having money two different things. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say, why wouldn't everybody just manifest having a lot of money? And I want to say this. I feel personally that there's two different things between being rich, having money, and being rich. I feel like you can be rich in life, rich in, you know, with everything in your life, versus having a lot of money. Having a lot of money will not necessarily make you happy. And honestly, y'all, crazy enough, and this is gonna sound crazy, you're gonna say, girl, I know you lying. You're lying. Crazy enough, it has never been a dream of mine to have billions of dollars. It just hasn't. One of the reasons why, I think, is because I wondered, like, what would I feel the need to work for? What would I feel the need to do? Like, I kind of just felt like it would be nothing for me to strive for. And I think God knew that for me. I've always just wanted to be happy and comfortable, you know, happy and comfortable. That has been my goal for as long as I remember. It was never, I want a Lamborghini. It was never, I want a mansion with 26 bedrooms. It has never been that for me. And you know, growing up poor, most people who grow up poor, their goal in life is, I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna get rich. To me, I think I've always just thought more money, more problems. More money, more problems, more people with their hand out, more vicious people around you, more fake people around you. And that just kind of like has been in my head. That is not always the case, but that's just always been something that was in my head. I've always just wanted to be happy and comfortable. I wanted a nice home for my kids. I wanted a mom car. I always wanted a van, child. And then I switched to an SUV, and then I wanted an SUV. But I had this vision in my head of what I wanted my life to be, but it never included billions of dollars, not even millions of dollars, maybe a cool meal. Because nowadays I feel like a cool meal is just middle class. I kid you not, y'all. That sounds crazy, but these days, the way the economy, I feel like $1 million is like middle class. But I just wanted to be comfortable and happy and able to give my kids what they needed without sacrificing anything that they needed from me, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to be able to be there, to be present, without having to constantly work to maintain this high profile life. That has never been my goal. I've never been that person. I don't judge people who are. I really, like I said, I'm somebody, I really don't care what you do in your life. Your life is none of my business. When I'm talking, I'm always talking for me and me only, and I'm being very honest and I'm being very transparent. This is It was just like what I wanted in my life. So I feel like, though, if you are somebody that wants to have a lot of money and you are truly ready to have a lot of money, and you manifest that, I believe you will receive it. Okay, you may receive some problems with it, but you will receive it. I truly do believe that. So I think it just depends on what you want, what you need in your life. That's how I think that works as well. So this part is for the naysayers. And the naysayers that I am personally referring to are the people that say,
well, I tried manifesting and it ain't worked for me. It ain't work for me. It ain't do what you claim it does.
You know what I mean? Everybody lying. Everybody that claim that they are manifesting their life are lying. I want you to truly ask yourself, when you were quote unquote manifesting, did you truly believe it will work? Did you really believe in your heart, in your soul, that it will work? Just ask yourself that. I say that because like I said, it's always been one of those things for me in my whole life, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. And I'm gonna give you guys an example, another example. When I got pregnant with Journey, let me take it even farther back. When I got pregnant with Juicy, when I got pregnant with Juicy, I said, oh, child, it's gonna have to be a boy. And it was very matter of fact for me. He's gonna have to be a boy. I can't do a girl right now. I just feel like girls a lot of work. I am 22. I ain't got good sense. I'm gonna have to have a boy. He's gonna have to be, because my first husband, if you guys don't know, was 6'5". Now, 6'5" isn't my type. I don't know if you've noticed. My type is more so 5'8" to 5'10". My first husband was 6'5". And so I was like, I'm gonna need this child to be a boy. He's gonna be big, he's gonna protect me. And I need him to have sense, because I ain't got a lick. And so when I had my sonogram, I was not shocked that it was a boy. I wasn't. I just knew it was a boy. I decided he was gonna be a boy. I decided he was gonna be a boy, and he was a boy. And then I got pregnant with Journey. Literally, when I got pregnant with Journey, before I got pregnant with Journey, I remember Edwin Jr., my baby, telling me, he said to me, when you get old, I'm gonna put you in one of them places you work. I said, oh, time to have a girl. My grandmother always had this saying that said, a daughter is yours for life, a son is yours till you get a wife. So I was like, child, it's time for me to have a girl. That boy gonna put me in the nursing home. Kid you not, time to have a girl. At the time, I had not met my second husband. Me and my first husband were going through a divorce. Well, no, we were separated at this time. And I had not met Reggie, but I was like, it's time to have a girl. So when I got pregnant with Journey, I was like, oh, well, here's my girl. Got my girl. This is a girl. Very matter-of-factly, because I believed it. And so it was. And, throughout my life, I've had plenty of instances like that. Plenty of things like that in my life. I even did that with my goddaughter. My best friend had a son, and then she got pregnant again. And I was like, well, there go our girl. This is a girl. Just pick our girl names. We got a girl. Very matter-of-factly. What did she have? A girl. And I just feel like, because I strongly believe that, even though I didn't know what manifesting was, even though I didn't even know what I was doing, I believed it. I believed it wholeheartedly, and so it was, which was manifesting. I just didn't realize that's what it was. But I believe that if you are someone that is saying it, and you don't really believe it, and there have been times where that was the case even with me, where I was saying, oh, today is going to be a good day, but in the back of my head I was saying, but girl, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. How's it going to be a good day? It's going to be a bad day. And you know what? It was a bad day. I believe whatever you actually think is what you bring into your life. So that is for the naysayers. Okay, girl? For the naysayers. So this last little part, I don't know if this is supposed to be my conclusion. I guess so. This last little part is to say where I am currently. What my life is like currently. My life is currently everything that I wanted. Everything that I thought I needed and where I thought I would be, I am now here. And I wrote on here, I said I have the SUV. I want it with 3 rows. Now, you know, crazy enough, I wanted 3 rows, but I never wanted to give birth to more than 2 kids. Like the whole birthing thing ain't necessarily for me. I've always been somebody that's more comfortable with, I've always been okay with the idea of bonus kids. Always. That's just kind of like my personality. I wanted a big family without having given birth to all them children. I just wanted I love the idea of a big family, but not a big family that I got to give birth to. I know it sounds crazy, but that was just me. So I always wanted, you know, an SUV with a lot of rows so all our kids could fit. It says, I also wrote, I have the gray house with 4 bedrooms, which is now more, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths that I wanted, that I said I wanted in 2020. And now it's even more than that, because I decided at some point, I guess it was like 21, that I wanted an office, that I was looking for a house with an office. So when I got to this house, I told him, I was like, I really want an office. Honey, baby boy built me an office. Baby boy had me an office built, okay? My cousin said, he was over here the other day, he was like, this man built a whole room for you. He didn't actually build it, y'all, but he had it built. I now actually have that office space that I used to see myself in. You know what I mean? I actually have that office space. It's crazy to me. So now, technically this house is a 6 bedroom, 2.5 bath. I am also now engaged. I don't know if you guys have peeped that, have noticed that. Some of you guys that follow me on social media, y'all seen that I am engaged, and I've been saying my fiance. So y'all, I can stop saying that man, this man, that man. Now I can say my fiance, and I'll only be saying that for a short period of time because, honey, we will be married soon. Okay, very, very soon. We are not the type of people that like weddings. I don't like weddings. I like honeymoons, but I don't like weddings. I don't need the extra attention. Now, granted, I do plan on taking pictures and getting pictures taken of us and all of that just for us to have around the house. But as far as an actual wedding, I have no plans on doing that. I don't really believe in weddings. He, thank God, is on the same page as me, but we are very similar people. I think if I wanted a wedding, he would have obliged me. But like I said, once again, we are similar people. So the fact that I didn't want a wedding, he was like, what? And he didn't want a wedding. We just want to go somewhere and be alone. That's it. That's all. But we will be getting married. Yeah. I am engaged. He let me go and pick out my ring, whatever ring I wanted. He let me pick it out. I actually showed that we were going to Kay's in one of my vlogs. I was like, we're going to Kay's. I had initially told him, you got to go pick out my ring. But you know what? He was like, I would like for you to pick out your ring. I want you to be very happy with whatever ring you choose. You choose the ring, I'll pay for it, whatever it is. So I chose my ring and my band. And then I bought his band. So he bought my rings and I bought his ring. And I really liked and appreciated that. You know, I've never had that. The men that I've been engaged to, you know, they did it traditionally. They did it where they picked out the ring. I don't even think my first husband asked me what kind of ring I like. I don't even know if I knew what kind of ring I liked at 21. So it was very different then. And then my second husband, you know, he and his mama went and picked out my ring, but I don't even think he asked what type of ring I liked either. So this was different, and it aligned with us, who we are as people, and we are very, very similar people, and I love that. I know they said opposites attract, but honey, my life has been way easier with somebody that's not my opposite, because I am a difficult person. I don't know if you guys pick up on that in these videos, but I am a difficult person. I like things to be a certain way all the time, and it can be very difficult to deal with somebody like that, especially if you're not the same sort of person. And my first husband was a water sign. My second husband was an air sign. And child, I need to come to earth. I needed earth. Okay, I needed the stability of earth. Okay, so yeah, I have said on here, I am engaged and picked out the ring I wanted. I have the most loving and emotionally available man in the world. Girl, can I get a hand clap for the emotional black men in the world? That is so important. It is so important to even know that, to even know what emotional availability is. And I wasn't even emotionally available, which is why I don't have any animosity towards my ex-husbands. I have no animosity towards them, because I was not emotionally available. I was not healed. And I'm still not completely healed, but at least I'm able now to have somebody that I can really talk to about it. And your girl gonna be in some therapy sessions, okay? And you know, we also decided that we would do couples counseling prior to getting married. We both agreed on that, and that just kind of lets you know where, you know, we are as a couple, where he is, child. He's light years ahead of me. I always say, one of my favorite lines about him is that his mama should do parenting classes. Like, I've just never met nobody like this man before in my life. Another thing that I wrote on here, where I am currently, he took me to Puerto Rico for my birthday. You know, I've never been really someone that super celebrated my birthday. I've done birthday videos, you know, getting ready for my birthday, blah, blah, blah. But I've never actually just really celebrated my birthday. I've really never had anybody just super celebrate me. And he did. And that was something that I feel like I manifested. I remember thinking it, wishing that was my life. Wishing I was with this type of person that would say, you know what, it's your birthday, baby. Where you want to go? And he literally asked me that, like, where you want to go? And one of his favorite things to say to me was, since I met you, I want to go everywhere with you. And I love that. I love that for me. Yeah, it's awesome to be and go places with somebody that you truly enjoy. I enjoy every moment with Ron. I enjoy every moment with Ron. He's not perfect, but he's definitely perfect for me. I don't know the type of man that he was in any of his other relationships. I don't know if, you know, the Virgo issues bothered anybody else, but they don't bother me because they're similar to me. You know, and I understand his love language because it's mine, which is acts of service. So that speaks to me. And when I do it, it speaks to him. It speaks to our love. Like, you can give us 8 million gifts and it's not going to make us as happy as you listening to us and doing something. Like, I'm going to give you guys an example, and I'm going to have to get off this tangent. I'm going to give you guys an example. Recently, my vlogging camera broke, child, right before the trip. And I just felt like everything was kind of just in disarray. And I went into my office and I just started crying. I felt overwhelmed. I was like, there's just so much going on. We're moving things. We got a lot going on. I was like, just so much going on. So I just went into my office, and he came in, he turned me around, he hugged me, and I just cried on him. And he just let me cry. And then afterwards, he was like, I'm just gonna buy you another camera. I'm just gonna buy you another camera. And I was like, whoa, you're not buying me another camera. No, I'm pretty sure I can get it fixed. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna look up how we can get it fixed. And you know, that action I didn't let him do either of those things, but it was just the fact that he was already on the phone with somebody to have my camera fixed. It was just that, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that that mean way more to me than you buying me random gifts that I ain't asked for and probably don't want, or, you know, you being all on me. That's not my love language. It's the acts of service that's my love language. So yeah. I say this to say I am living my dream life right now. And, you know, it may not be everybody's dream life. You know, I don't live in a mansion. My fiance is not a millionaire or a billionaire. We don't have money on top of money on top of money. But you know what we are? We're happy. We're in love. And we're comfortable. And that's my dream life. It may not be nobody else's dream life. You know, somebody else may want a Lamborghini. Okay, I got my SUV. It ain't no Lamborghini. I got my SUV that I wanted. I always wanted. That got 3 rows. I have my 4-bedroom house with its open concept that I always wanted. I have a man that listens to me and hugs me and holds me and comforts me and talks to me. And if I'm upset or I feel upset with him, I don't know if this man has ever gotten upset with me, but I've gotten upset with him. I've gotten upset with him. And even when I've gotten upset with him, he gives me my time and then he says, "Chrissy, you ready to talk yet?" Girl. Girl. I know y'all get tired of me just gushing on. I know y'all get sick of this, but I'm just being honest. And he will sit me at that table, look at me, or, you know, wherever. You like, are you ready to talk? And if I say no, then we don't. If I say yes, then we do. And I love that, y'all. I do. That's what I need. That may not be what somebody else wants or needs, but that's what I need. And God gave that to me. He gave me exactly who I needed. Okay. And I feel blessed every day. And sometimes I have my moments. I'm human. I'm human. I'm like, oh, today's a bad day. And on those days, I have to do my gratitudes to remind myself of where I am now and to think about where I was. Sometimes you have to go back and think about where you were and where you are now and be grateful. Be grateful for every moment you are, because I feel like we start thinking about the next step, the future, the future, the future. And the future is not promised. While you're focusing on the future, you may walk outside and get hit by a train or a bus. Focus on the present. Focus on the present, and you can manifest the life that you deserve, which I feel like I have. But once you get it, try to actually live in it and enjoy it. To me, that's the hardest part. The hardest part is actually learning to enjoy whatever you manifested instead of going to the next thing. Actually live in that. Live in that moment. And that has been very hard for me. And I have, like I said, I have my moments, and I have to bring myself back to where I am right now. Chrissy, your thoughts are going off. Your thoughts are going somewhere else. Bring yourself back to where you are. And where you are right now is exactly where you always want it to be. Sometimes I say, well, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or what if something happens to him? Or what if something happens to my babies? I have no control over any of that. But right now, I do have control over how I think and focusing on where I am right now. And where I am right now is beautiful. Beautiful, y'all. And I want to focus on that. So I wanted to do this video for y'all and kind of just give you guys an update. I wanted to let you guys know that I am engaged. I do feel like a lot of people are going to be like, girl, what? What'd you say? What is that? Yes, I am engaged. Yeah. I think it may be something that I think me being engaged may be something that y'all feel like is extremely fast, because I was just married. But like, I've been saying in a lot of videos, I was married but not married for a time, longer than you think. Okay, like based off the videos, you know, you would think that, you know, I was happily married for years, and that really was not the case. People show you what they want you to see. That being said, me and my second husband were friends. We were friends more than anything. So what you saw was not fake. It was us. I just feel like we were people that were always meant to be friends. We were never meant to be married. I feel the same way about my first husband. We were meant to be friends. We were never meant to be married. I was meant to have Edwin Jr. and I was meant to have Journey Brown. I got with these people strictly for that. And I believe God has a course for you. Like, I feel like it's almost sort of already laid out. You know what I mean? I was meant to have those kids. They were meant to be in my life, and they were meant to have the fathers that they have. And that's why I was with them for that time span. And now I believe I was ready to receive my soulmate. And God was like, well, girl, you're ready now. You're ready now. That man that you wrote down in 2020, I have him. He's ready for you. And you're ready for him now. Had I met him back when I was 26, when I met my second husband, I don't think I would have been ready. I don't think I would have been ready. And you know, Ron is older than me. He is, how old is Ron? I'm 35, he's 38. So he's only 3 years older than me, but I don't think he would have been ready either. I think we were in very different places. And I think we met right when we were meant to meet each other, when we were more on our own healing journey and becoming who we were meant to be. So we met when we met because that's when we were meant to meet. I honestly believe God has someone for all of us. And I think when we're ready to meet and receive that person, we will. If we're never ready, I don't think we'll ever meet them. That's just my true belief. Do with that what you want to do with that, sis. Do with that what you want to do with that, but that is my personal belief. And yeah, that is basically it for this video. All right, y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like these was kind of heavier topics. Like, girl, I was going in, wasn't she? Was she going in? I was going in. But I hope you guys really enjoyed. Yes, I'm engaged. Judge me not. Judge me if you want to, child. I don't care. But I am engaged, and this is kind of like my engagement announcement video. We will be getting married soon, and I'm excited for that as well. And yeah, I just wish everybody lots of love and light. And once again, you know, if you don't believe in manifestation, then, you know, word, that's cool. But if you do, I would encourage you to at least give it a try. You know, to at least give it a try with an open mind. And if you haven't already, read the book, The Secret, or watch the movie, because it's a movie too. I've never watched the movie, but I would say give it a shot. I just feel like there's so much more out there, and I don't like to be small-minded. I'm a very open-minded person, and I literally try to listen to everybody, even if their religion or their spirituality or whatever doesn't align with mine. I at least like to listen to everybody with an open ear and an open mind, and I encourage everybody to do that. I just feel like it's important. Broaden your horizons, girl. And this comes from somebody from Sweetwater, Alabama. Okay? Broaden your horizons and don't live life closed-minded. So yeah, those are my thoughts, my opinions, all those things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like this video. And yeah, I will see you love folks next time. Bye.
Beauty, change up your look daily.